Hello and welcome to the 2026 Zillow Group, Inc. Annual Meeting of Shareholders. Please note that today's meeting is being recorded. After the business portion of the meeting has adjourned, we will have a brief question and answer session. You can submit questions or comments at any time by clicking on the Q&A tab on the right side of your screen. It is now my pleasure to turn today's meeting over to Zillow Group's CEO, Jeremy Waxman. Mr. Waxman, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon and welcome to our 2026 Zillow Group Annual Meeting of Shareholders. I am Jeremy Waxman, CEO of Zillow Group and a member of the company's board of directors. I'm joined today by Brad Owens, our General Counsel and Corporate Secretary, and Brad Burning, our Vice President, Strategic Affairs and Investor Relations. I will serve as chair of this meeting and Brad Owens will serve as secretary. I would also like to acknowledge the other Zillow Group directors and officers who are present at this virtual meeting. Brad Owens will cover the business portion of the meeting, after which we will have an opportunity for a brief Q&A. But first, a few logistics. As chair of the meeting, I have adopted an agenda that will govern the order of business and the rules of conduct for the meeting, which are available on the virtual meeting site. The rules of conduct will also govern the Q&A session. If you are a shareholder and want to ask a question, you can submit one at any time on the virtual meeting website. The polls are open and will close in a few moments shortly after the presentation of the matters for shareholder consideration. We are ready to begin the business of our shareholder meeting, and I will now call the meeting to order and hand it over to Brad Owens.
Thank you, Jeremy. Before I walk us through the business of the meeting, I have a few more introductions to make. Tom Cooper of Computershare has been appointed Inspector of Elections for this meeting. And here with us today are Neil Teutsch and Chris Weber, representing Deloitte & Touche, our independent auditors. The notice of the meeting and internet availability of the proxy materials were mailed beginning April 15th, 2026, and went to all voting shareholders of record as of March 24th, 2026. As a result, this meeting is being held pursuant to proper notice. A list of shareholders of record as of March 24th, 2026 is available for your review on the virtual meeting website. In addition, more than a majority of the votes entitled to be cast at the meeting as of March 24th, 2026 are represented today, either virtually or by proxy. This means we have a quorum present. Today we have two proposals for you to consider. They were each described in the proxy statement for today's meeting. The first is the election of 3 directors, each nominated by the board of directors to serve until the 2029 Annual Meeting of Shareholders. Amy C. Batinsky, J.C. Hogue, and Gregory B. Maffei. The board recommends a vote for each of them. The second item is to ratify the appointment of Deloitte & Touche LLP as our independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2026. The board recommends a vote in favor of that proposal. That concludes the presentation of matters to be voted on today. I will be closing the polls momentarily. If any shareholder has not already voted or wants to change his or her vote, please do so at this time. I will pause for a brief moment to allow any last votes to be submitted. Now that everyone has had the opportunity to vote, the polls are now closed. I will now hand it over to Tom Cooper to share the preliminary voting results. Tom?
Thank you, Brad. The preliminary report of the Inspector of Election indicates that concerning Proposal 1, each of the 3 directors nominated for election has been re-elected by receipt of the largest number of votes cast as required by Zillow Group's bylaws. Concerning Proposal 2, the advisory vote to ratify the appointment of Deloitte & Touche LLP as Zillow Group's independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. The number of votes cast for the proposal exceeded the number of votes cast against the proposal. Proposal 2 has passed. This completes the report. I'll now pass it back to Brad.
Thank you, Tom. Please prepare a final report of the votes that will become a part of the record of this meeting. We will report the final voting results in a Form 8-K filed with the SEC within 4 business days. And with that, we have completed the formal portion of the meeting, and the meeting is now adjourned. Let me hand it over to our Vice President of Strategic Affairs and Investor Relations, Brad Burning, for any Q&A.
Thank you, Brad. Jeremy, I am showing no questions and will turn it over to you for concluding remarks.
Thank you all very much for attending. We appreciate your continued support of Zillow Group.
This concludes the meeting. You may now disconnect.